Life You Love 4-day mini course. I'm so excited and honored to be here with you today. Today is going to be a magnificent, powerful, amazing day. And I'd love for you to right now just drop down what what did you notice yesterday after understanding yourself, after tuning into yourself? What did you notice about yourself? And as you're dropping that in, I'm just going to double check and make sure that you are all with me. Right? So I want to make sure you're all with me here. So I believe I see you. Just taking one more check. I see if you're here, drop below. Drop below hello. Okay. Let me see if you guys got that maybe. Irish, can you check to see if that worked? So welcome to day 2. Drop below. Hi Denise, thank you. I'm so excited you're here. Drop below what shifted for you yesterday? What did you notice about when you became aware of different parts of your chakras, or you started to tune in through your breath or through meditation or anything like that? What did you notice? And if you see me looking over here, it's because your comments are over here. I see you, Shelly and Christine. Awesome. What did you notice? What did you begin to notice? What did you what action did you take? What tool did you use? Right? Because here I really want you to hear this. Knowledge plus action equals transformation. So I can give you all my knowledge in the world and it wouldn't make a difference, right? It reminds me of my college story. I went to college. I had a 4.0 or 3.8, something like that. I graduated summa cum laude. I was extremely intelligent and got out of school, had all this information, right? I did super well and did nothing with it for a long time, probably about 15 years, right? So it wasn't the knowledge that made the transformation. Excuse me. It was the action that made the transformation, right? So learning what you learn is great, but you get to put it into action. And as you put it into action, things change. So what did you see? What did you notice? What did you implement yesterday? What did you implement yesterday? I'm curious to know what did you implement? Because if you're not going to implement, my course is not going to help you move forward. You get to implement so that you can have transformation, and that's what I want more than anything in the world for you, is to transform your life so that you can truly be happy. You know, coming from a place of feeling disconnected, lost, shameful, guilt-ridden, and knowing what's on the other side of that when you begin to take inspired action is freedom, is love, is the ability to feel great all the time. And not that I don't have challenges, but you get to look at your life so differently. And so what actions did you take? Let me see. Okay, awesome. Positive self-talk. I tried the power pose, awesome, and meditation. I noticed more openness. Beautiful. Welcome to share and be vulnerable. I love that. You know, you get to focus on what you get to focus on. I think I shared that yesterday. And I'm sure there was challenging moments of your day yesterday. I actually had a very challenging evening. And then you can look at that, your challenges, as ways to bring yourself down, or you could look at those challenges and ways to bring yourself up. It's all in your perspective. So I love that you're looking for ways to shift, ways that you shift it. So, well, welcome. Today is day 2. I see you, Christine. Thank you. I will. You dealt with a hard situation, completely different. I will read into that afterwards. But I appreciate this. I appreciate you standing up for yourself and for you sharing. So awesome. Good job. Good job. So today is, what are your emotions really telling you? Energy in motions is what an emotion is. It's energy in motion. And emotions can be fun, they can be exciting, they can be exhilarating, but they may even be scary or uncomfortable or unsure, right? Gosh, I know I was so detached from my emotions. It was just like, I don't know. So you guys had a more amazing start yesterday and sharing and everything. So Actually, Irish, can you send me the prize winner, please? Forgot to get that from you this morning. Irish is my assistant. She's going to pull out the prize winner. If you want a resource in the guides or the media section of the Facebook group, there's a free chakra chart to give you some additional support there. But today is a breakthrough day. Today is a day for you to release some emotions that's been bogging you down, some emotions that's really been holding you back, right? And so it's going to be a powerful healing process today. So you want to stay to the end to go through everything. You know, if you aren't able to be fully present here, do whatever you got to be fully present. So if you're driving, pull over. If you're with your kids, get them settled so that you can be fully present. It's so important to watch today from start to finish and to be fully present. So no interruptions. This is you time. Commit to you. And remember, the fastest way to healing is to reconnect with yourself. You reconnect with yourself. And that's the fastest way to heal. And this is the opportunity for you to put yourself first today. Put yourself first. Don't let anybody else come before you today, because the more you take care of yourself, the easier and more loving you get to be to take care of somebody else. Today, we're going to heal without talking about your problems, and you're going to be reconnected with you as we dive into your emotion today. I remember when I started with a client, she was part of my 12-month program called Fear to Freedom. And she was hiding all of her emotions. I mean, she was so nervous about having to express herself, about having to share her story or open up to people, or, felt really uncomfortable, not wanting to express herself or share herself. Who can relate? Can you relate to that, where you want to get help, but you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this in a group, or I don't know if I can share all of my stories. I'm a little bit uncomfortable that. Well, if you can relate, write down yes. Drop a yes here if you can relate to not wanting to share your story. And so what I shared with her and what I'm sharing with you is that the work we'll do together isn't about diving into your story. It isn't about pulling the Band-Aid off and opening up the wound again. It's about looking at where you are in your life, identifying where you are, what you're feeling, what you're going through, what's your mindset, and where you want to be, so that you don't have to relive the past, but you simply choose to commit to go through the process now. And it will help you release emotions that you've been holding on to for a long time. In fact, I just had a conversation with one of my team members, and I've known her for 2.5 years, I believe. It will be 3 years, March. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you had sisters. I didn't even know this. And her life has completely changed. And maybe you'll get the opportunity to talk with her, but her life has completely changed with doing the work together. And I didn't even know so many things about her, because I don't need to know everything about you to help you change. So today, right now, I'm asking you to play full out again. I'm asking you to engage. I'm asking you to commit to yourself that you want change in your life. So if you are committed to playing full out, you're committed to engaging, you're committed to going through this process, even if it's uncomfortable, to get to the other side, right? Committed, drop committed down, drop committed. I am committed. I am committed. And as you're dropping them in right now, I'm Brenda Kiss, a transformative Neuro Reiki master, helping you release your traumas, your blocks, the feelings of needing to have to do it all to be worthy, so that you can kiss your struggles goodbye. And I use my KISS method, where I bring together the power of neuroscience, energy healing, and spirituality. So as I bring that together to help you to create lifelong transformation, lifelong change in your life, so that you can live a life of happiness and joy, reconnected to yourself, to your heart, to who you are. Yes, look at all these committed women. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's get started today by honoring your classmates. Right now, See, women are so used to beating themselves up or beating other women up, always one-upping them, that, I share a problem, your problem is always bigger. We're always got to make ourselves look better than each other. And here's how we're going to start today. You're going to just drop in the comments something positive about somebody that you've seen in the 4-day challenge. It could be any name that you saw. And if you don't have anybody in particular, just put a positive statement out to these women that are part of this challenge with you, that is part of this mini course with you, so that they can feel you, they can see you, they can hear you. So as women, it's so important to honor each other and lift each other up, and to say something positive to each other. So begin right now building those connections. Step outside your comfort zone, because outside your comfort zone is where the magic of transformation happens. It's the magic of where transformation happens. In order to get different results, you have to do things differently, right? You get to do things differently to get different results. Yes, you are enough. You are amazing. I love it. Yes. Yes. Honor these women. You all showed up today. You all showed up to be here in this mini course. There could have been 1,000 other things to do. Something inside you said yes. Something inside of you is driving you to come here. That's called your spirit. That's called your heart. That's called your intuition. And it's driving you to be here. Honor the other women that are on the same path as you. You may be at all different parts of your journey, but you're all inspired to do something for yourself, to create an even better version of yourself, right? So we're going to be digging into your emotions today. And yes, it may feel uncomfortable. How many people are like, holy crap, emotions, where am I going? I don't know about this. You may be in a bit of resistance. Somebody brought something up to me yesterday and I immediately went into resistance. That's called shutdown, not open to other people's ideas. It's like all of a sudden, what you're doing better than somebody else. It's, you got to turn us off, or you got to put this away. This isn't for me. That's all resistance. So before we get into the emotional breakthrough that you're going to have today, I want you right now to really drop below. What made you sign up for this? I mean, what do you want more in your life than anything else? What created you to be here? What is keeping you to coming back? What's keeping you for committing? What's your why? What is your why? What is it that's driving you in? Drop it in the chat. You have to remember, why you're doing something. You have to remember what's inspiring you, because the moment something gets hard or something gets challenging, if you don't have a big enough reason why you're doing it, guess what? You'll stop. So your reason why has to be your driving force. So what is your why? Why are you here? I remember when the first time I went to do transformational work on myself a couple of years, over just about a decade ago, actually even longer than a decade ago. I remember that I was so tired of hiding. I was so tired of hurting. I was so tired of eating myself through life, eating my way through life. I was at a place where I felt like if I did not change something within me, I wasn't going to be there for my children. So that was my why. Even going through transformational work, when things get uncomfortable, I remembered my why. I remembered, why am I doing this? And it was because I wanted to be a different mom for my kids. An even better mom. I wanted to be a more connected mom, a more inspiring mother, a happier mother. I didn't want to resent my family. What's your why? Why are you here? To be a better self, because if I love myself, because I'm doing this because I love myself enough to do it. That's awesome. Yes. So whatever your why is, have it in your mind, because remember, on the other side of uncomfortableness, and yes, that might be a word I made up, I make up words, is freedom. Freedom from hurt, freedom from regret, anxiety, negative thinking, shame, not being enough, feeling less than, angry, you name it, sadness, overthinking, self-worth, imposter syndrome. So when you step outside of uncomfortableness, when you do that, you get to have freedom, love, compassion, understanding, fluidity, flow through your life. So commit right now. Say, I'm recommitting to playing full out so that you can go through this process, so you can move through it. Say it out loud. I am recommitting right now to play full out, even no matter what. Just no matter what. I'm recommitting to playing full out. Okay? Okay. So, the second key to create a life you love is understanding and releasing your emotions. Your emotions are your driving force behind your actions. Emotions are energy in motions, as I said earlier. Everything in the world is energy, and what you're feeling in your subconscious is what you're attracting into your life. Your beliefs, your feelings, your stories are your attraction factor. Your subconscious mind, whatever's in there, drives the ship. It drives over 90%. I recently just heard 98% of your daily actions, daily thoughts, daily habits are from your subconscious. So you get to dive into what's in your subconscious, and we want to get to we don't want the surface level feelings, right? These low vibrational feelings of mad or frustration. There's always stories under that. The stories under that is what really hits. Like, for example, yesterday when I was talking to one of my coaches, there was a level of resistance that I was having, and it was I was resisting, so I was getting angry and frustrated and annoyed. And so, but those are surface level feelings. They aren't really the true feelings. And it wasn't even until this morning that I realized what the true feeling was, and it was fear. There was a deep fear that I had. So we want to make sure that you are getting to the deeper feelings. So emotions that don't feel good or feel great, or stories or beliefs that cause emotional pain, and they get buried by your ego. Now, I don't mean egotistical. What I mean is that part of the ego that protects you. The ego wants you to stay right where you're at. Right? So if it's any part, the ego that we want to really honor, because we need the ego to survive. We need certain fears. Ego and fear to me is very similar. Certain fears to survive as a human being. We need the ego to tell us to move when a car's coming, or to eat when we're hungry. We need the ego to survive, but we can release parts of the ego that's protecting you from feeling. That is protecting you from staying present. That's protecting you from moving forward in your life. See, the ego doesn't want you to feel pain or suffering or hurt. So it will literally cover things up and bury your feelings and your emotions and create new beliefs, new stories to keep you in this safe zone, right? Even if your safe zone is uncomfortable. So if I look at my safe zone years ago, it was overweight, uncomfortable, victim story of my house. And I was comfortable in my uncomfortableness, if that makes sense, until there was something that made me want to step outside of that. See, we all created this zone of comfort. And the moment we start to step out of it, the ego starts to give us resistance. And either you break through the resistance, you acknowledge it and you move forward, or you come back into your comfort zone, right? Into your safety zone. And so because the ego believes that on the other side of this little safety zone that you have, there might be more pain, might be more suffering. So the ego's like, we know this. We're going to keep you right here in this little box, in this little container, and we're going to keep you here, keep you nice and safe. Drop an R down if you can relate to relate to what I'm saying. Can you relate to what I'm saying? That yes, you understand your comfort zone, and the moment you start to come out, resistance shows up, or stories, beliefs like, oh, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough resources, I don't know what to do. All of that stuff starts pouring in, and then starts to push you right back into your box of uncomfortableness. I can say that with diets, right? Diets. I've done that 1,000 times with diets, and you'll hear why in a little bit later. So awesome. I love all your engagement. Continue to engage. The more you engage and participate, the more the universe will support you in your transformation. That is a true statement. And if you've been here and you've gone through my workshops before, and just drop how things have shifted for you, what you noticed, what changed for you as you went through these workshops. So the initial emotion that you have as a reaction to something might not be the emotion that you get to work on, because the ego hides the deep feeling emotions, right? We don't necessarily want to feel fear. We rather feel frustrated or angry, right? So today we're going to work on what's underneath. What's underneath? So, getting mad or frustrated or overwhelmed, that was my go-to emotions. That's what I felt like. Like that's where I was. Like, every time I brought up weight a few minutes ago, every time that I weight was such a big story for me. I had a lot of stories and a lot of beliefs around my weight. And initially, what I thought that it was angry and mad, and I would get frustrated over my weight, no matter what size I was or what weight I was. I mean, I was down to 123 pounds, a size 2 on my wedding day, and I still was mad at my weight. I didn't have a flat enough stomach. I wasn't happy enough. Like, I'll show you. So this picture was when I got to the I'm trying to see, can you see that? This picture is when I got to there. Okay. This picture is when I got to the emotions underneath. This was a 9-month transformation. And it wasn't about releasing mad and frustration. It was about getting deeper to what's the story. What's the story that's really holding on? I'm holding on to the weight. What's the story that's really causing you to feel these surface level emotions, right? And so we want to get there. You got to get present first. That's why we talked about yesterday. You got to ask yourself good questions. You got to ask yourself quality questions. The quality of your questions that you ask yourself determine the quality of your life. And you get to dig deeper into your true feelings. So anger is usually a cover-up emotion for sadness, hurt, or guilt, maybe even resentment or shame. It wasn't until I dug in deeper to find that the hidden emotion or feeling that was running my life, the story I created when I was a little girl, and the meaning I gave that story became my reality. See, I was always so mad and frustrated over my weight, but underneath that, there was this story that it was scary to be pretty or thin. That was an underlining story, and emotion was scared. So anytime that I got skinny, I would sabotage myself because I was scared to be skinny, right? And I developed this whole story around how men hurt you if you're pretty or skinny or girly or flirtatious. So I started to hide all of that, but I would get frustrated because the fear, the fear, the scariness was still underneath there. So you develop a fear, I developed a fear of getting hurt. So the ego protected me by weights. It created thoughts, it created emotions, and it created beliefs, would then create the stories of my life that became my reality. And so because that part of me, there was a part of me that wanted to be girly and flirtatious and fun and skinny. And that all got covered up because I didn't want to feel the pain of getting hurt by a man again. And when you come to the masterclass, you'll hear that story. So I encourage you to register for the masterclass if you hadn't. Irish will drop the link in. So when your emotions don't get expressed, they get stacked in your body. They literally get stacked and take up residency in your space, in your heart space, in your physical space, creates pain in your body. So if you get angry and you don't want to share it or process it, and you get angry again, and then you get angry again, or you get mad or frustrated, the emotions get stacked, and then all of a sudden there's nothing left, and you have no more space to contain yourself, and you have blow-ups, or you have burst of emotions. And you think of road rage, right? If people didn't have stack emotions, road rage wouldn't exist. Road rage comes from people not processing their emotions, not being present. And it's like if little things trigger you, that means you have a lot of energy stacked up. If somebody says something, all of a sudden you're crying or mad or angry or upset about it, that's because there's so many feelings stuck inside of you It's just like the littlest thing can spill the beans, right? So I remember when my girlfriend was going through a divorce, she was going through a lot of emotions and a lot of different things. And she was working on processing, but it was a lot that was coming up for her. So every little something, every little sentence, or every little saying, or every little joke, she took so personally, and she would get so upset because she had so much emotion stacked up. And like these little things were like little, like, like boiling points for her, right? So through my Fear to Freedom transformational program, I really dive into emotions, releasing the past traumas to help you find yourself and start loving your life right now. And today we're going to work on 3 emotions. Where are you? What are your top 3 emotions that you lived in? I'll give you an example. I lived in frustration, overwhelmed, angry, stress, interchangeably, right? If we say top 3, I had 4, but stress and overwhelm kind of can go together for me, or even stress and anger can go together for me. So I was angry, frustrated, stressed, or overwhelmed. Those were my top 3. What are your top 3 emotions? Where do you frequent? What feelings do you frequent often? Get real, get yourself real, get present, drop them in the chat. Drop them below. What are your 3 emotions that you really get yourself into, that you experience throughout the day? And depression is not emotion. It's a way of being. You get to say what emotions cause depression. What are they? Waiting for you. Drop them in. Drop them in. What emotions? Anger, depression, overwhelm, anxiety. Yeah, I'd even look at what's the cause of the anxiety. Anger. Yeah. So here's what lies the problems. Your emotions drive your actions. And then you develop habits, rituals, or patterns to handle these emotions. So when you're frustrated, overwhelmed, or stressed, or angry, or what are you, anxious, or full of anxiety, or shame, or disgust, you respond in a certain way, either yelling, crying, isolating, hiding, eating, drinking. you know you develop what I call a coping habit, a coping pattern to deal with the feelings. So some people use food, some people use alcohol, drugs, shopping, exercise, diet, hibernating, TV, social media, other people's problems. Who uses other people's problems to cope so you don't have to deal with your own? I was big at that, right? So mine was food. I mean, I use food for everything. Happy, sad, lonely, tired, frustrated, angry, depressed, lonely, exhausted, you name it, I use food for. I also used alcohol to feel comfortable in my body socially, because I felt really uncomfortable around groups of people, and especially around men. You know, um, what do you do? What's your coping pattern? What is it that you are using to cope with your emotions? And maybe some people's developed healthy ones. I don't know. I mean, there's definitely healthy ways to cope with your emotions, but avoidance, anxiety, oh, those are the yeah, avoidance. What else do you guys use to cope? Do you use food? Do you use wine? Do you use alcohol? Do you use isolation, sleep? Maybe you use work, where you constantly are working so you don't have to be with you, or other people's problems. I was famous for that one, where I would use everybody else's problems so I didn't have to deal with my own. Right? I was the go-to person. If you needed help, you went to Brenda, right? Because then I was always helping others so that I didn't have to feel my own uncomfortableness. I didn't have to feel my own pain, right? Your patterns or coping habits are your lessons of life. You aren't to judge yourself for these. It's important to become aware of these so that you can change. You stay to yourself: food, alcohol, shopping, keeping busy. Yeah, these are all coping mechanism. Isolation, cell phone, social media, smoking. Yeah, these are all ways that you are blocking yourself. These are your patterns so that you don't have to feel, you don't have to tune in to what's really going on with you. And yeah, I know it can be uncomfortable. Trust me, I've been there. I've been there when somebody's like, well, what is it that you're really feeling? I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to feel this. And I know that this work can be a little heavy. But remember, as you allow yourself to go through this, as you allow yourself to feel this, as you allow yourself to identify this, on the other side is freedom. Freedom from the shame or anxiety or not being enough or their depression. Listen, you said yes to doing this work. You said yes to being here. I had a client, she was so used to showing up, being strong, helping others. She forgot who she was, and it cost her her happiness and joy because she was so busy doing for others, working, making enough money to hold the household, doing everything in the household. She literally put herself on the back burner, and she was aware, but she was this resistance to her healing. And as she moved through Fear to Freedom, our transformational program, she started to honor herself and be herself and have fun and reconnect with her true self. And you get to start that here. You get to start that here. So some people will do more to get out of pain than they will to move towards pleasure. And it isn't until you become aware and tune in that you're able to make lifelong, lasting change. So right now, just take a moment and see how your coping habits are impacting your life. Drop them in. You know, if I look at how my coping, I resented my kids. I argued with my husband. I was extremely overweight. I was unhappy, disconnected. My household was a mess. I caused people, unnecessary pain. What is your coping habits or patterns? Well, how are they impacting you? How are they impacting your family or your relationships? What about your finances, your energy, your decisions? What opportunities have you missed out on because you weren't willing to feel or be present? And answer this one. Answer this one below. What will happen if nothing changes? I can feel this all for you guys. What happens if nothing changes? I mean, give yourself permission to get uncomfortable, to be uncomfortable in this uncomfortable state for a moment. Okay. You get to decide today. You get to say yes and make a shift today. You get to decide to hold on to this heaviness, or you get to decide to change it. What's your decision? Say yes if you're ready to shift out of this, or if you're not, you can hold on to it. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. And so this is what we're going to do today. Your pattern, your brain has these neural pathways, and these neural pathways, when you think a certain thought or do a certain thing, gets thick, gets it thickens, gets stronger and stronger. So you have a new thought, it starts like this, and then you continuously have this thought or continuously do this action, and it gets thicker, thicker, and thicker, right? And then it becomes super thick. And I love all the yeses. And so as it gets thick, then we get stuck in this pattern, right? And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to take that pattern, we're going to shake it up, and we're going to create a new pattern. And then I'm going to give you some work to build strength in that new pattern. How's that sound? You all ready to do that? Awesome. Awesome. Raise your hand, drop below. Yes, put a high five in the comments. Yes, yes. Awesome. So what you're going to do, you're going to decide right now, where are you on that scale of 1 to 10? 1 to 10 to make that change. 1 to 10 to let go of these emotions that are stuck within you, right? And we haven't figured out what the emotions are yet. We're going to get there. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so let's stand up. Let's stand up. Let me see. I want to make sure you can see me. No, I need a higher desk for these. Okay. So as we stand up, I just give yourself a little shake, right? Like this, shake that out. That wasn't fun. It wasn't exciting to go there, but we needed to go there, right? We needed to go there so that you could identify what's going on with yourself. You can't move through something if you don't feel it, right? So here's where you get to play full out. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do something called an interruption to your pattern, or an interruption to your habit. So you've recognized that you have a coping habit, right? A coping behavior. And so what you're going to do is you're going to come up with a pattern interrupt, where we interrupt what you're thinking and feeling and doing. See, human beings are very habitual, right? We just do stuff over and over out of habit. You ever drive somewhere and you get there and you're like, oh, I don't remember how I got here. It's because your habits brought you there. And the same thing is true for you right now with these habits of isolation, with these habits of drinking or smoking or avoidance. It's because your mind is conditioned to do that when you feel. And so what you're going to do is you're going to create what's called a pattern interrupt. And the requirements is a funny move. It's a funny move followed by a question. And the question I'm offering you to use today is, what is it that I really need right now? What is it that I really need right now? Okay. So think of a pattern interrupt as something that's silly and fun. And so one of the patterns that I had ingrained in me over the years of being a mom was yelling to get my kids to bed and counting down 3, 2, 1, right? Get into bed, right? And I did not want to yell. I did not want that to be how they ended their day, but it was just a pattern that I had created with them. And so what I started to do was to interrupt that pattern. So the moment I wanted to yell, I would go, stop, in the name of love. And all 3 of my sons would look at me like I had 3 heads. And then I'd be like, all right, boys, time for bed. And they would all go to bed. I broke the pattern. Like they were waiting for me to yell, because then that's when they knew they needed to get in bed. But once you start to break the pattern, you interrupt their brain waves, their neuroplasticity, and they're like, what's going on? And you get to create a new pattern. You get to install a new way of being, right? So what's going to be your pattern interrupt? What's going to be your pattern interrupt? It could be anything. It could be a silly word. I had someone that used hairy peanuts, flabbergibbles, bananas. It could be like, it could be anything. So as I'm talking, what's coming to mind for you? Is it foob or fab or or the Three Stooges? What's yours? It doesn't matter. It could be a word. It could be a sound. It could be anything. So if it's something that you can share, it could be a song, anything. What is it that you have? Because you need one to move forward. We're going to do something today. I know this sounds silly, but again, your brain is programmed to thinking and feeling the way you have for a long time. And you've exercised those programmings and build those thick pathways that we need to do something outrageous, something crazy, something silly to interrupt that old pattern. Lizzy goosey. All right, cute. Now, what is yours? What is yours? Drop down yes or a thumbs up if you have yours. I will not be proceeding until I see a Y if you have your silly interruption. I can't go on. You need that. Chocolate bunny. Yes. Love it. Chocolate bunny. You will catch yourself more now, Christine, now that you're going through this. Let it be. Let it be. Love it. Awesome. Okay. Staying alive. Ooh, 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 ooh. Staying alive. Love it. You are alive. Okay. So here's what we're going to do in this moment. I hope you're standing. You're going to close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in. and out. Another deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in and out. And right now, I want you to think about the last time you used your coping habit. And as you think about the last time that you used your coping habit, say, halt! Stop in the name of love. Do your funny song. And answer this question. What was it that you were really feeling? And then answer the question, what was it that you were really feeling? What was it that you were really feeling? Trust your answers. What is it that you were really feeling? What is it that you were really feeling? What is it that you were really feeling? And as your eyes are closed, just as you feel it, the last one or two, whatever they were, is usually what the deepest one is. This is where the subconscious starts to emerge. So just notice what those last few were, last one or two. And as you notice them, notice where you feel them in your body. Notice what they look like, what images come to your mind, the intensity of it, if it's in one location or multiple locations, if it has a shape or a size to it. Maybe there's sounds that come to your mind as you think of those last two feelings. And as you become aware, just notice if it's moving in your body, if it's staying still, if it's warm or neutral or cold, if it's bright or dim or in black and white or in color. And as you become aware of this, give yourself permission right now to feel it, and allow yourself now to release it. And as you release it, as we go through this process to release it, realize that it happens quicker and easier than you can imagine, as the subconscious mind works triple speed compared to our conscious mind. And as you allow your subconscious mind now to release all of these hidden emotions, these feelings, these new awarenesses that you have, you automatically begin to feel lighter and easier, more peaceful. So as I count down from 10 to 1, you allow this part of you that you feel either to shrink down so small it's the size of a grain of sand that you'll be able to blow out or cough out or flick off you, or you allow it to get so big that it bursts out of you. Whatever feels better to you, whatever feels good to you, whether you go smaller or bigger, it doesn't matter. Trust yourself in this process and trust what you decide now. And as I count down from 10 to 1, you're going to be surprised at how easy it is for you to release this, how it happens quicker and faster than you could ever imagine in this moment right now. 10, allowing it to happen. 9, yes, going for it. 8, 7, that's right, you got this. 6, yes. 5, woo, halfway there. 4, 3, 2, 1. And as you release this, just imagine right now the top of your head is this beautiful healing light. And this beautiful healing light has whatever color it is to you. Notice the color, the vibration of it, the temperature of it, everything about it. And as allows this healing light to come down through the top of your head, and as you allow it to come down through the top of your head, it scans your body for any residual, and it removes it immediately, almost like a eraser. It removes any of the old feelings, going down through the top of your head, through your face, erasing any of the old feelings, allowing this healing light to be your new frequency, your new vibration, down through your head and your neck and your shoulders, down through your arms, down through the top of your back, the front of your body, all the way down through your hips and your belly and your pelvic area, all the way down through your legs, down through your feet. And as it goes down to your feet, it just pops up and goes back super quickly through your body now, releasing anything and just bringing this healing light in. And this healing light has all of the qualities that you want more of, whether it's peace, love, connection, calmness, centeredness, whatever it is that you want more of, confidence. And allow yourself to be filled with this moment right here, right now, with whatever this healing light is bringing to you. And as I count to 5, the intensity of this is so strong. It just kind of washes through you and beyond you. 1, amplifying it up. 2, feel everything about it. 3, notice everything. Make it bigger, brighter, louder, clearer. 4, that's right. Squeeze your dominant hand like a fist. 5, letting it get stronger and stronger. Woohoo! Yes. And release your hand knowing that this is your new state. This is who you get to be. This is the part of you that's been sleeping for a while and you've awakened. Awesome. Awesome. So coming back with gratitude in your heart, opening your eyes and sharing. How do you feel now that you've released some of that? What feels different for you? What do you get to experience now? Share. What happens? I know a lot of women share that they get, they feel peaceful, they feel lighter, they feel more at ease. What are you sharing? What are you sharing? What are you feeling? What do you feel right now that after you went through that? What is it that you're feeling? Whew, lighter. Yes. More warmth in your body. I love it. Yes. So amazing. So here's excited about life. Woohoo! Yes. And here's what you get to do. Here's your growth work, right? Your growth work is about recognizing your patterns. It's about recognizing when you are going into your old coping pattern. Awesome. I love it. I love it. So your homework is, as you notice your old pattern, you get to use your silly word or your movement or you stop in the name of love, whatever it is that you determined it was, and ask yourself, what is it that I'm really feeling? What is it that I'm really feeling? And then you could get to that answer and say, what's a healthy way to process this? You can come back and do this video and release it. Trust that you have all of the answers within you. You truly do. You always have. You always will. It's about getting present so that you can hear your answers and trust your answers. So interrupt your pattern and ask yourself, what is it that you're really feeling, so that you can begin to notice what emotions that you're living in, and then allow yourself to process them emotions, to release them emotions. And I have a special announcement. I love that everybody's buzzing and feeling better and rejuvenated. I will be hosting a pop-up class on Saturday. I believe I said 1:30. Let me just double check my calendar. Maybe I said 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. It's a special bonus class that I'm having. Mark your calendars, 2 o'clock. It is a Zoom class, so you will have to register for Zoom. So if you're looking to move forward, if you're looking to get some extra support and want additional help, come to that class. It's going to be on Saturday. You do not so you want to register for that. And then you also want to register for the masterclass. So if you're looking to do deeper work on yourself, if you're looking to do some powerful transformational work, you want to come to that. That's on Thursdays. There's 2 options, a 12 noon and a 7:30 p.m. Eastern. These are all Eastern time. So there's an afternoon and an evening option for you. We will have that link. You should be getting an email with it, but we also will have that link in a post today. And our winner from yesterday's live is Helene. Helene, you have won some powerful manifesting affirmations audios that will get to you. So be on the lookout for that, Helene. And those that are participating today, you will be announced tomorrow whether you won or not. So woohoo! Go, stay connected, stay present, stay committed to you. Interrupt your patterns today. Take this energy that you felt and notice how, as you shift your energy, how the things in your life begin to shift. Take notice of that. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, and if you haven't signed up for your clarity call, write clarity call in the comments and we will get you set up with that too. So drop clarity call down. If you have not set up for your clarity call, that's a way to just get supported, to see what's doing, what's working, and how we can support you in one area of your life. So go ahead and put clarity call in below and we'll get you set up. That's a free offering that actually closes today. I made that announcement Sunday, so that closes today. So we'll take care of you if that's something that you feel called to do. All right, until tomorrow, have a wonderful day. Bye.